Hey guys, look who's here on the convoy today. Johnny.
Straight back from
Good to
Kharkiv,
see
guys. Nice to see you, Rick.
Yeah, and it says Nezlamny Kharkiv, which is unbreakable Kharkiv.
Yeah, not just the city, but the people.
But the people, yeah. The city is just like, what people make. So I think
Yeah.
that's important.
I think people
Note.
nickname it now the city of reinforced concrete because the buildings are so strong. Even though Russia attacks it all the time. I was there and I saw literally I saw someone's kitchen, like just a hole in the side, and I looked in. I was like, oh my god, it's like their bathroom in the kitchen. But people still live there. Like they refuse to leave. There's more than 1 million people still in Kharkiv.
Crazy.
There's people moving there from Donetsk and Luhansk and the affected areas, Mariupol. And these people, they're like, you know what? Screw you, Russia. You made us leave once already. I'm not leaving again.
Yeah, and by the way, have you noticed that I think lately Kharkiv is being not shelled, but glide bombed less?
I think
A bit less.
Russia has other problems in
Yeah.
Russia now. And this is why it's been so important for Ukraine to finally push into Russia, because a lot of people don't realize this, but as long as the war is being fought on your soil, you can never win, because you will always have damage on your land. And it's like, if someone is breaking into your house and destroying, you're fighting in your house, no matter what, you're the loser. So this is why it's been so important to finally push into Russia. Even though the Western partners have been really trying to delay this because they didn't want to escalate, but Russia's been escalating for 2 years, so
Yeah.
it's time.
Yeah, come on. Russia will escalate while you're gonna be hesitating, our dear partners. It will never hesitate to escalate, right?
Yeah, it's really unfortunate, but Russia is basically just one big bully. And if anyone's ever had experiences with bullies, the more that you try to back off, the more that you're scared,
Yeah.
the more that you let them get little wins. For example, if they say, okay, give me your lunch money, and you give it to them.
Yeah.
Tomorrow, it doesn't mean that they are satisfied. Tomorrow again, they want more, and every time they want more and more and more. And unfortunately, the only way to stop it, besides having some kind of world police or world principle to force them to stop, which hasn't worked,
Yeah.
is then to punch them in the face and say, you know what, no, I'm not giving you anything else again. If anything, I'm going to come to you and start taking your pocket money.
By the way, in that sentence, you wanted to say "ni" in
Ni.
Ukrainian.
No, I won't say
heard-
niet, suka, because
niet,
I want
suka.
you to understand Russia.
Yeah, Netsuka, you won't get it. Nice, Johnny. So, I wanted to ask you, not ask you, but hey, by the way, hey, my friend, you don't want to come
Off camera.
Yeah, we actually had him on one of the interviews before. I want to,
Yeah,
whatever. Okay, he doesn't want to be on camera right now, so I want to ask you about all. No, I want to talk more about Kursk operation.
Yeah.
And I think that's the most important thing. Well, two most important things. First is that Ukraine is showing to all the world that Russia is not that scary nuclear state that will use nuclear weapons after you cross the red lines,
yeah,
the
yeah.
scary red lines. It will just suck it and just keep blubbing something about ooh, evil Ukrainians. Putin is just shitting his pants there and not really responding.
Well, let's talk about this first. Unfortunately, we didn't know how Russia would respond, and I
knew.
I think Ukrainians had an idea, but I think the West was, especially the U.S. I mean, it's funny, the U.S. has such a reputation of, doing these big things, right? Like, if you ask any Serbian, they'll say, oh, NATO bombed Serbia. But what they didn't say is, for 8 years before that, NATO was like, hey, please, Serbia, please stop attacking Bosnia, please stop attacking the people in Kosovo. And they drag it on. And finally they come in, they're like, okay, we warned you, we have to step in now.
I warned you for 8 years, goddammit.
So Russia also likes to use this as propaganda for why they invaded Ukraine, but it was completely different because people from Donetsk. Ukraine, they're Ukrainians. We were not bombing. Zelensky was not bombing them for 8 years for no reason. It didn't start until Russian military came into Donetsk. So Russia is always the invader. But aside from that, for the last 2.5 years, the West is like, you know what? Let's not push and provoke Russia. let's see if we can like get this solved another way, diplomatically or just kind of slowly. But eventually they realize it's never going to happen. You have to do something else.
And they still need to lift the restriction for us to strike Russian territory deeper with ATACMS.
Yeah.
And also storm shadows. Britain is still hesitating to allow us to do that, and France too.
Yeah.
So you guys need to please push your governments to do that, because it's essential, and it will happen at any point. What Biden said about that: only if Russia escalates more, then we'll lift that restriction.
Yeah.
And what other further escalation steps they need to do?
Well, the best thing that's happened to Ukraine in the last, I'll say the best thing that's happened to Ukraine in the last few months or this year so far is Russia's failed attempt on Kharkiv, because that was the ultimate escalation. Russia trying to come in, create a buffer zone in a city that more than 1 million people live. Like, you can't cleanse a city and force them to leave just so you can have your buffer zone. And Ukraine was like, you know what, if you want a buffer zone, we'll make it, but we'll make it on your side where you have a bunch of villages.
Yeah, Putin was promising the buffer zone, and he actually is getting it, right? Just on their territory. So what of these trucks, I also wanted to ask you, what of these remaining trucks are your favorite? What do you think?
So actually,
well, this one is a robot truck,
yeah, this is the self-driving one, but let's not show it. But one of the trucks, I actually friends with some of the guys.
Oh, that's going to go there?
No. They don't want to be on camera without.
Not to the guys, maybe to their truck. Carefully showing.
They're in the truck.
Oh shit. Okay.
But one of the trucks is a air defense truck that's going to Kharkiv. They shoot down drones. The next step, actually after this, is they're going to be mounting this big Judushka machine gun on the back.
Nice.
So today is the last of all the Jake Pro cars, and I'm very proud that I'm one of the many donors. I don't know how many of us there are total, probably like thousands of us.
4.5 at least thousand.
Yeah,
something like that.
So, in total, over $1 million US. So today is the final delivery of the last 8. I think in total there was 26 or something trucks, and then like 500 drones of different types. So really cool.
Yeah, I agree. That was a record, a huge support to Ukrainian army. With that campaign, Jake and his community, and also Johnny supported so many units with so much equipment.
Yeah, it was incredible. I mean, unfortunately, I realized that my personal community, my viewers, they've already been very generous the last couple of years, but they're kind of burnt out. So that's why now, the last 6 months, I've just been pushing other people's. So if someone wants to donate, you can go to Nick's campaign. Rick always has a campaign going. You're like a hard worker, let's say.
Yeah.
And then Jake, maybe I have another one coming up too.
So you're also advertising my campaign?
Rick the Ukrainian, самолучший человек.
The best person. Thank you, man. Thank you for that. Thank you for supporting. I have so many requests standing in line, so I could use some extra support. Some of them will have to wait for 3 to 4 months just for me to finish all the campaigns that I have before them. And that number is just growing, guys. We're unfortunately have another front now, and that means even more requests. Anyway, we're gonna get through this. We're
together, Razom, guys.
Yeah, Razom. And Johnny, if you still have a few minutes, I want to ask you about what's going on your channel, in your life. Anything you want to share? Maybe some announcements or some videos that you want to point people to go and watch. Yeah, please tell us. Wow.
Guys, I'm dying. That's what it is now.
Why are you dying? Are you ill?
No. I just came back from Kharkiv, and I have a really good series of videos there that show the destruction that Russia has done there, and the reason why we had to enter Kursk and enter Russia itself, because either it's going to happen on the Ukrainian side of a city of 1 million people, or it can happen on the Russian side for these villages and places of people who have allowed Russia to attack from, to stage from and attack from. So I think it's people have a very short attention span. Where now that we're in Russia, people kind of forgotten about why we had to enter in the first place, and I think that's very important to remember and see.
Yeah, guys, Russia invaded us and keeps invading us. It keeps moving forward on our territory for 2.5 years now.
Yeah.
And moving into Kursk is just bringing back war to aggressor and actually defending ourselves. We are creating that buffer zone to protect Kharkiv from being glide bombed every fucking day.
Yeah.
This is a self-defense, a justified one. Wow, that's a loud one.
All right. Well, let's wrap it up. Actually, I gotta go.
Yeah, I understand. It was not us, guys.
Guys, that is our sign. We're gonna sign off now, guys. Thank you for watching, Rick. Thank you for watching Johnny FD.
By the way,
Slava Ukraine, guys.
Heroям slava. Thank you, Johnny, for
Thank you.
talking to me. Bye, guys. Heroям slava.
Thank you for watching, guys. Please like this video, leave any comment under it, and subscribe to my channel if you haven't yet. You can also check the previous part here, and you can become a member on my base here, or Donatello here. Both of them are Ukrainian analogs of Patreon and Buy Me a Coffee. Thank you, and live long and prosper.